What other films have they done?
Who wrote this? The writing is so good.
I love this movie.
I love this movie.
I love this movie.
Welcome to Deep Dives. Welcome to the JNL Presents Deep Dive. I'm Mike, your host. This is the first show of the new series, where I'm going to deviate from the Just Us Nerds League show. I'm going to dive deep into the details of the body of work of your favorite directors, actors, and writers. Say you have a favorite director, I'm going to bring to light all of the work that director has done as far as their films that they directed. Say the actors, I'm going to go into, some of their most prominent roles. I might even review some of the movies or the films that they've done. I might rank them. I might dedicate a whole actual episode to just that one film or just that one role. We might talk about the writing of that role, the writer for that role. What has the writer done? Maybe it's a collaboration, a team. We could go anywhere with this. This is where it's so exciting. At the end of this show, I'm going to reveal to you who my first target is. And it's a big one. And if you followed us on the JNL show, I think it'll be pretty easy to understand why this person is my first target. But, to introduce myself again, I'm Mike. I'm part of the Just Us Nerds League show. I enjoy films. I enjoy understanding films. I enjoy deep diving into films. I enjoy understanding who the director is, what their perspectives of movies are. A lot of times when you watch a movie or you watch multiple films by a director, you'll see common things that they bring to each film. And I really enjoy that. It's fun to see kind of their perspective on things. Now, as with any film, there's multiple parts to a film that bring you that final product. There's the editing, there's the writing, there's the producers, there's the actors. But the director is the one person that starts and finishes it. They have input to everything. So, when you look at a body of a work of a director per se, you can see those elements that they bring to it, that style that they have. That's really important. So I look forward to getting into the directors and looking in some of the most prominent works that they've done. That'll be really fun. Same goes with acting. I think most film fans on the broader spectrum look at the actor, who the actor is. What else were they in? That's a lot of questions that you see. Who else have I seen, or what else have I seen that person in? Every time you watch a show, a movie, commercial, whatever that case is, you always hear people ask the same thing. What else have I seen that person in? I think that's important, and we'll get into those roles. But usually the actor is only as good as the writing and the directing, and a lot of times the editing at these day and age. So, we will go into the acting as well as the actor and their bodies of work. But there's a lot of influence that, has a part to take in how good an actor can do. Most people want to blame an actor for the variation that you see in their work. And there's a lot to do with whether they bring their, if they've done their research and what kind of actor they are. Are they a method actor? Are they not? And have they done their research? Are they going from, one role to the next role? Do they have time to create a backstory for their role? Their character, what are they doing with their character? But a lot of that is editing. A lot of that is directing. A lot of that is what lines they have to work with. So, it'll be really fun to pick out some great actors and go through their bodies of work as well and see if we can pick out some fun themes that they've done. The next is the writing. I can give you a lot of writers that a lot of you might not know. I think there's one or two that maybe some people would know about. But when you start looking at it, when you dive a layer deep and you look at the most common writers out there, you'll start to understand the influence that those writers have on the movies and their intended targets. One of the prime examples I can give you right now, the most current, is DC's Wonder Woman that's coming out this summer. Now, Wonder Woman has a writer that they have attached to rewrite a version of the script, and that writer, who'll be nameless right now, wrote a lot of TV shows that were targeted at women. So to bring that writer in and rewrite the script for Wonder Woman was extremely intelligent, because they wanted to target women for DC superhero films. It makes a lot of sense. So when you look at writing and you look at the writer for the films, it's not only the source material, but it's also, the person writing the script and who they're targeting. A lot of times you'll bring the comedy in, you'll bring the action in, you'll bring a lot of things in. So it'll be a lot of fun to dive into that and see, historically, what has this writer done? Who are they targeting for the film? That'll be a lot of fun to get into, and we will get into those as well. That's just as important. I'm not going to get into editing or anything like that. I don't think that'll be a lot of fun. So, we'll see how that goes. There's just so many places to go. And I think, as we touch important, prominent people, hot people at the moment who, are extremely sought after, I'm going to try to bring on some special guests or people who really have something to say about that person or that film or that, director, actor, writer. Obviously, I'd like to bring in part of the Justice Nerds League team, the JNL team, as I'll refer to them moving forward. I'll bring them in on different episodes as needed, and we'll go from there. Those could be surprises. It could be friends. It could be family members. It could be coworkers. But, those people will be key people who have some kind of intimate relationship or fandom with the source material that we'll be covering. I'd like to keep these episodes short, but I can't guarantee. I mean, maybe we go over a certain film and, we bring that person in and we get talking. But I think it'll be really fun to deep dive and go over their history, go over the bodies of work that this director has done. That being said, I think I'm going to give you who my first target is. That first target's going to be Christopher Nolan, the director. For those of you who are not familiar with his body of work, Christopher Nolan's done a lot. He has a new movie coming out called Dunkirk, coming out July 2017. Some of his most prominent works, starting from the earlier, was Memento. Some of his bigger works that he's done, Inception, the Dark Knight trilogy. One of my personal favorites is Interstellar. He's just done some phenomenal films. So I think he's going to be a big target for me to go through. How we're going to handle that, I don't know yet, but it'll be fun. I think at the end, maybe even the beginning, I might rank his work and then maybe review his films, especially some of the more prominent big films. It's a large body of work to have a single episode for every film. I definitely want to cover Interstellar. I know the fellow members of the Justice Nerds League really love The Dark Knight. Obviously, it's a great film, so, I think when we cover that one, I'll try to get one of them on here. We'll have a special guest for that one. Inception, it's just so many of his movies you just can't speak highly enough of. And he has something that I was explaining earlier. He just has that perspective. And I'll go in more details in the next episode when we talk about Christopher Nolan. So that being said, thank you again. This is the intro to JNL Presents Deep Dives, where I dive in deep to the bodies of work of your favorite actors, directors, and writers. So with that being said, welcome aboard this fun journey. I hope you get to learn a lot. I hope I get to answer some questions. And, I'll be setting up something where you can ask me some questions and we'll try to review it. All right. Take care, and I'll see you next time.